Hi, I'm Tanya. I'm an editor for New York Times Cooking, and I write The Veggie, a weekly vegetarian cooking newsletter. Today, we're talking Thanksgiving. When it comes to Thanksgiving, this is not my first rodeo. I've answered a lot of vegetarian-specific questions over the years. Usually, they deal with replacing that meaty turkey centerpiece, something that feels celebratory for vegetarians and not like a compilation of sides. So when we were talking about Veggie Thanksgiving this year, only one thing was in my mind: tofu Thanksgiving. Not just a tofu centerpiece, but tofu everything. I think tofu solves a lot of issues that I hear from readers every year. Not just the vegetarian centerpiece question, but how do I make sides feel more substantial or maybe make them dairy-free? My goal is to make a full tofu Thanksgiving spread, tofu in every dish on the table, and I'm gonna do it in one day.
I really hope this works.
Now, I have some ideas for how we can make that happen, but I think I'm gonna need just a little bit of help. So the prompt here is Swapsgiving. How can we put tofu into everything?
Every dish?
As many dishes as we can come up with.
As much as I love tofu, I feel like it's like caviar or fried chicken. You don't need a whole menu of it.
Tofu stuffing, tofu pie, tofu cranberry? Question mark?
It's a lot of tofu, but you know what? Why not?
Like, okay, stuffing.
Turkey slash centerpiece.
Turkey.
Potatoes.
Oh, okay.
Typically, it feels like it breaks down to orange vegetable, green vegetable.
Yeah. So true.
Range.
That seems like a good start. Okay, was there anything that we forgot? Oh, gravy?
Yeah. Can we mash two recipes together?
That is like definitely what I
Okay,
want.
because every year Kenji's Hasselback potato gratin does really well, but one way to change it up is if we use the fuyu cacio pepe blend in the potato gratin.
This is genius. God, I knew I brought the right people in here. I cannot believe that was like the first idea out of the gate. It sounds so good. So orange vegetable, I'm thinking heady squash plus some sort of like tofu whip feta.
What if you replaced the bread with air fryer tofu? And if air fryer
Kind of like a green bean with a gravy situation. Do you know what I'm talking about? The crumbles and some like fried
store-bought
onions.
shallots or store-bought garlic also could be nice too.
Those are the three smartest women I've ever met in my whole life, and I would trust them with my life, and in fact I do, my professional life and my professional reputation. So like almost like our tofu roulade.
It's like a tofu lasagna.
Yes, exactly.
Wet brined the tofu pickle brine style, like in the superiority burger recipe. We're cooking.
Ali Slagle has a really nice cranberries and cream.
Yes.
We're vibing, yeah.
What if we
Yeah.
did a tofu pie?
Like the classic egg tart, but she made like a giant pie version of that.
Something is telling me that it's gonna be too many ideas at once.
I don't own microwaves.
You don't have a microwave?
This was such a good brainstorm. That was better than I ever could have expected.
Yay!
The recipe I think will be the most successful is obviously the one I picked, my own idea.
The air fryer stuffing with the tofu cubes, that's going to be incredible.
Would you do this?
Would I do this? I'm doing it. We're doing it. I shouldn't do this, but I'm gonna do it. Okay, we are in the studio. We have sufficiently brainstormed. I've gone back home, tried a few things out to see what's what. So I have made a couple of tweaks to that initial plan. I've landed on 6 dishes that are going to be our tofu Thanksgiving bonanza. So the first of those is the centerpiece. We were talking about something that's in between Sola's crispy sage fried chicken and the superiority tofu burger sandwich. We're gonna try to land on a version of that that is the best possible version yet today. Second deal, potatoes. Natasha had this great idea of the fuyu cacio e pepe butter and meshing that into Kenji Lopez Alt's Hasselbeck potato gratin. I was a little worried about how that was going to work in practice because the potato gratin is kind of fused together not only with cheese but with a decent amount of heavy cream, not butter. So I called an audible and landed on Claire Saffitz's Duchess potato recipe. Then we have the stuffing, which is the one recipe among this tableau I am worried about the most. What we're gonna try to do is take Eleanor Park's air fryer tofu and then prepare the stuffing accoutrements and saute those and then maybe put them back into a casserole dish. I'm not really sure how this one's gonna go. Then we have dessert, which I'm really excited about. On Cooking, we do have a vegan pumpkin cheesecake that kind of iterates on that silken tofu pie format. And then we have a silken tofu dessert with like a ginger syrup. I want to incorporate those gingery flavors into a version of the pre-existing pumpkin cheesecake. We're gonna put in something to replace the pumpkin. I'm thinking maybe a steamed Japanese sweet potato. What's next? Green beans. In an homage to the way that I grew up eating green beans, which was usually kind of a sauteed garlicky green beans with a mess of bacon strewn throughout, I want to try to use Ali Slagle's breakfast tofu scramble, which is kind of mapley and sagey and kind of has those flavors of like a breakfast sausage or a bacon. Lastly, we have roasted squash on a bed of whipped feta. That's a pretty easy one-to-one swap. So we'll just go whipped tofu, seasoned with maybe a little bit of lemon juice, some nutritional yeast to kind of get that tangy, cheesy flavor. My own colleagues are going to come in later and they are going to try some of these Frankenstein creations that we came up with.
I didn't think that there was a place for tofu on every dish.
I was like, what are we gonna walk into?
Here's the deal. It's, I don't know, 20 minutes shy of 11, and I can't do math, some amount of time to make all 6 of these. This is genuinely a like single day Thanksgiving spread, can we do it? And I hope there is at least one thing that we end up here that we are all really satisfied with. I have my bets, shall we? This is for the crispy tofu sage centerpiece recipe. We are searing the tofu first before we put it in the brine. Easy. We're gonna fry as many sides of these planks as I can because we're gonna rip them up into tofu nuggets, and so I want as much of that kind of like seared surface on each piece as possible. Okay, and while that's going, I'm gonna make the brine. And the brine just really helps season the tofu all the way through, but we don't need to do anything too crazy here. Let's just throw some of these guys in here because I think it looks good. Oh no. I actually don't know if putting the sage in here is gonna do anything. We're learning. How's that side? Oh yeah, toasty. Okay. Going in the brine. Yay! Rockabye tofu on the treetop. All right, we going in. Pie time. We're gonna go pecans and ginger snaps. Yay, nice and finely ground. Maybe I go only 2 tablespoons of sugar. Can't remember what I did last time. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This is quite wet. More crackers. Okay. Now we're just gonna pack this into the pie plate. We're making pie. Kind of get it thin on the bottom and then have it run up the sides. It's kind of like building a sandcastle. Is that even? No. Okay, 8 to 10 minutes. And we are going to prepare our filling with a lot of mods because I'm not a big pumpkin girly. We're gonna use fresh ginger in addition to ground ginger. The ginger also provides a little bit of acid, so we're not gonna need the lemon juice, I don't think. And we're gonna let it ride. So we have some soaked cashews for body, silken tofu, so jiggly, half a cup, 6 teaspoons cornstarch, coconut oil. Okay, so we're gonna take out the vanilla extract and we're gonna add maple flavoring. Okay, we're gonna start with like a 1/4 teaspoon and hope for the best. Oh, and the consistency is crazy. Never used this before. That maple is really coming through. Okay. Ooh, all these beautiful sweet potatoes. Which one will I choose? Peel kind of comes right off. This is nice and easy. You don't want to like over puree a potato. So I think if we rice this before we throw it in, kind of keep it from getting like too gummy. Yeah. Now we're gonna add Japanese sweet potato, ground ginger, and then we're gonna do a little bit of fresh ginger. More ginger, way more salt. Perfect. It's gingery, it's mapley. This is gonna go in the oven. There she blows. So, time to make fuyu butter. We are going to toast our peppercorns very briefly, just until they smell fragrant. So this is fuyu or furu. It is a fermented bean curd. And when mixed into this butter, it really just kind of collapses and dissolves so nicely. These are gonna get pulverized. It smells like pepper spray. Okay, butter is going in here. Grated garlic. This is the sugar, this is the MSG. That seems right. And then we just need 1 tablespoon of Parmesan. The tofu here is not in the place to make this vegan. It is just fully adding flavor. And this is gonna blend in seamlessly. It has that same consistency of room temperature butter, so you really don't even have to do too much work here. Okay. Look at that timing. Okay, butter's done, putting the topping on the pie. Wow, beautiful. Okay, back in. Can I get another 25-minute timer? Now we make potato filling. We're just gonna now melt together the butter and the milk. So while that's going, I'm gonna start working on ricing these potatoes. I have really small hands. And now we mix. We're on a roll. So we're gonna do half of this into a piping bag. We're gonna do the other piping bag with 2 egg yolks, which is true to Claire's recipe, but like one does look obviously a little bit yellower than the other. Okay, this is the version without egg yolks. We're gonna do half no egg yolk, half egg yolk, because I was curious about the richness that the fuyu had already provided. Egg yolk time. Uh-oh, we have a toothpick? We got a chunk. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong. I should have split them off and run them through the ricer while they were warm. They were a little chunkier than we'd like, so they're not as silky smooth, and that is not because of the tofu at all. It's literally just because of the potatoes. Lesson learned, we move, we ball. I'm addressing the rumors and my haters. We're not gonna do the stuffing, and the reason why we're not doing the stuffing is because we were talking about using an air-fried tofu recipe with kind of stuffing, vegetables, and accoutrements, and I think aesthetically and gastrointestinally, it is too similar from the centerpiece that we're doing, which is also a dredged and fried tofu. I am disappointed in myself, but we move, we ball. Miso gravy, smothered green beans. In goes the broth. And the miso paste. Green beans are going in, and we want to bring this to a boil. I'm gonna go light on the salt because there's already miso in here, but I like a lot of black pepper. Okay, so this is roasted squash Hetty McKinnon developed, served on top of a bed of whipped feta that we are going to put on a bed of whipped tofu. Just do this. And we just want to get this going and then immediately stick it in the oven so I can worry about, I don't know, everything else. Okay. All right, 25 minutes on that. It smells bomb. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. 1 cup cashew butter. Ooh, texture is unreal. I'm just sticking this in the fridge. Okay, so this is a breakfast tofu kind of crumble situation that to me mimics the flavors of breakfast sausage. I love to make this recipe, eat it for breakfast. Now we're making the sauce. So I was like, what if we used liquid smoke? Half a cup. I think it smells pretty tight. That's really good. Perfect. Dredge, 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 dredge. So we have the tofu that we brined this morning. We're gonna take it out of the brine, but we are gonna reserve some of the brine to mix into the flour. So this is the herb seasoning blend from Soulless Chicken Recipe. I am gonna use half of this to season the flour mix. Okay, we're gonna turn these into nuggets. Like this, you know. Yeah, I like these sizes. And then you'll get some nice kind of craggy edges for the flour to adhere to. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna break up this into crumbles as fast as I humanly can. I think all of these dishes individually will be delightful, knock on wood. This is probably way too much tofu for those green beans, but honestly, I'm like inclined to just do half of this. Tofu's going back in. I just want them to be, yeah! Sauce going in. Doesn't that smell good? I love this recipe. We can finish this now in the oven. Fry time. I'm from Atlanta, and back home we have deep fried turkey every year, so I am very pro fried centerpiece. I think it scares a lot of people as far as how you prepare that. Having a fried chicken centerpiece for your Thanksgiving table or a fried tofu centerpiece for your Thanksgiving table, to me feels very natural because you would not catch my family roasting a turkey ever. We're gonna prime this with a little bit of our brine, and it's just like a little toss. That looks crazy. But they will fry hopefully nicely. This is a lot of flour, so I think I want a little bit more brine. It's really funny dangly bits happening here. Now, I did not get to marinate this or brine this overnight, which I would have liked, but that's okay. I hope the flavor comes through. I really hope this works. Okay, we're at 3. I'm gonna start. One more piece in. All right, green beans are close-ish to done. I think this is actually pretty okay. In goes sour cream and lemon juice. Ooh, that one looks toasty. Now we're cooking with gas, and we move, we ball. So this herb seasoning is gonna go on the tofu when it comes out of the fryer, and I'm adding nutritional yeast and sugar to that. All right, let's pop these out. I think we're good. We want to immediately hit these with seasoning. I think this looks good. Okay, so this is looking perfect. It's nicely golden. Can't believe we did it. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. Worst case scenario, we're gonna have a very carby Thanksgiving. All right, welcome to my tofu tableau. Tofu's giving. Let's talk expectations based off of the brainstorm versus execution reality. There is something missing from this table. It is stuffing. We did not get to the stuffing. But I think that's okay because the centerpiece has some of those stuffing qualities. We were talking about another kind of fried tofu moment, so we had to lose that in the emotional edit. The other thing is the potatoes. The potatoes are different. So instead of the potato gratin, we went with a Duchess style potato, which I think worked in the fouilloux butter a little bit more seamlessly. We have the green beans true to form. We have the Ali Slagle breakfast tofu scramble situation on top, along with fried shallots. We have Lex's cashew butter and whipped tofu situation beneath Hetty's squash to make up for the feta. And then lastly, we have pie. Similar to a vegan pumpkin cheesecake that we have on the site, with many liberties taken.
Amazing.
Wow.
I can't believe you knocked all this out this quickly. There's so much variety. I remember when you first mentioned your tofu idea, I maybe rolled my eyes a bit and I was like, that's insane. That's a terrible idea. Are you crazy?
I hope this tastes good.
Beautiful.
You just use your hands. We're all family here. Now I am determined to like get this one right because I feel like it has so much potential, like the one-to-one swap of tofu for chicken.
The texture looks awesome. I also like that it has just so many elements on it too.
This is really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yay!
Don't sound surprised.
That's a really good texture.
May I interest you in some squash?
Yes, you can.
The plate looks so nice too.
I got just the like lightest touch of some of the whipped tofu.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
delicious.
From Lex.
It's so good.
So nice when you get it with the sage too.
And I really like the potatoes.
Yeah?
Both of them taste great.
Do you have a favorite in the yolk world?
The yolk one.
So what is this tofu seasoned with? It's so smoky. It's nice.
I put liquid smoke in it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's why it's good.
It tastes
like,
so good.
Yeah, totally. It really does remind me of like crispy crumbled sausage in that sense, texturally. That's Hetty's squash recipe. It's so good.
It's funny, like when we were brainstorming, it did feel like silly, like we were just playing like Mad Lib recipe.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was going to be entirely chaotic, but this is like a logical, lovely, very refined, exciting Thanksgiving spread.
I was like, what are we gonna walk into?
I didn't think that there was a place for tofu on every dish, but now I guess I do. It's great.
I do think I would put, honestly, any one of these on a table, save for maybe the centerpiece, and be able to convince people there wasn't tofu in it.
Oh,
Not that that's the point, but like,
100%.
there is no obvious tofu really anywhere other than the deep fried tofu. So that's like a fun little, maybe you thought you didn't like tofu, but you do moment. Okay, it's not as set as if it would have been in the fridge, but as I've been saying all day, we move, we ball.
This is great.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really nice.
This is really good.
I'm not keeping score. But what's your favorite?
I'm not a pie person. I'm not a dessert person. I really love the flavors on that. I really think that's really special. So I'm torn between this and the green beans.
I think I'm also a tie between
Yeah.
the green beans and the pie. In my head, I was gonna hate the green beans or like not be wowed by it. I also am partial to like maple pecan flavored desserts, so this pie is like everything I want.
Kristen?
I'm actually gonna do team green beans. I keep wanting to eat like a bowl of just the top.
And your favorite?
Oh man. I think if I'm thinking really critically about like not only my favorite flavor, also like what can tofu do for you type of deal, I'm going pie. But green beans are like 0.2A or 1A or however you would rank that.
Does that mean we tied again?
Yeah.
I also like how budget friendly everything is too. Just the idea that like your centerpiece could literally be two $2 blocks of tofu, you know?
That was 2 blocks of tofu.
Amazing.
Perfect. Yeah.
This was so crazy and so ridiculous and so fun. Thanks guys, happy Thanksgiving. Oh, I'm tired. After about 6 hours and 3.5 crash outs, we did it. And I feel both vindicated and humbled. I think I proved a point that I set out to prove only because I thought it was kind of fun. There are no iterations of tofu on this table that are competing with one another. They're all here doing different things, and I think Thanksgiving is a perfect opportunity to show all of the ways in which you can add tofu to a variety of dishes. I think it's really fun. I think it's absurd. I think it's the perfect project for a really ambitious group of freaky little friends. You can find the recipes that inspired many of the concoctions on this table on New York Times Cooking and of course in the Veggie newsletter.
Let's wrap it there. Cut.
Woo! Put tofu and stuff.